For every single SaaS business I've ever grown, I've ever started, I've ever scaled, content marketing has been a key pillar of my go-to-market strategy. Today, more than ever before, content marketing, your content strategy, founder-led content marketing is one of the best ways to drive growth for your SaaS business. Regardless of whether you're trying to get to $1 million ARR, 3 million, 5 million, 10 million, upwards of 100 million in ARR, I've coached founders, and I've done this myself, on actually driving growth through content. Here's the big question though. How do you actually do content marketing the right way? What is the content strategy that drives to actual pipeline, revenues, customers, real relationships, instead of just a bunch of likes? You can't do the standard AI stuff. On this episode, I'm gonna walk you through my 3-point content strategy that I have used for nearly 20 years. And when you implement this specific framework on doing content marketing, this specific content strategy, you will be able to accelerate your path to that next stage of growth. Intro. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Unstoppable. I'm TK, and on this channel, I help SaaS founders like you grow your SaaS businesses faster with an unstoppable strategy. Now, if you're new to this channel, welcome. I drop an episode every single Sunday with actionable strategies and tactics from the trenches on how to grow your SaaS business faster. So if you're new, be sure to hit that subscribe button and that bell icon. That way you'll get notified every single time I drop an episode with the TK energy. Now, if you're already part of this community, we just hit 80,000 subscribers in case I didn't celebrate it yet. It's been amazing. If you're part of my SaaS go-to-market coaching programs, my people, welcome back. It's really awesome to see you over here. When I started my last SaaS business, Tout App, I was actually building it in my second bedroom out in Connecticut. And I was trying to figure out what to build and how to actually get to product market fit and drive revenues. And right from then, I really started to dig into content marketing. Back in those days, all you really needed to do was post a thoughtful blog post, and immediately you would start to get traction. I'd do a blog post, I'd promote it to my initial mailing list and friends, I'd share it on Hacker News, and boom. Out of that content machine, we were able to get customers, we were able to get investors. Tout App went on to raise from the likes of Founder Collective, Jason Calacanis, Jackson Square Ventures, and even Andreessen Horowitz. Fast forward to today, when I started Unstoppable, I did the same content strategy. I started this YouTube channel and started to really share what was going on in my life as a founder and started to really serve founders. This is probably how you discovered me. And when I started Instant and Megaphone, two of the SaaS companies that I'm working on right now, I took to LinkedIn and applied the same content strategy to drive leads and pipeline. Here's the thing though, people today, more than ever before, misunderstand how to do proper founder-led content marketing. I'll eliminate a couple of plays that's just not gonna work for you. It's not going to work if you just hire that ghostwriter that's using the same templates for you as 50 other founders. It's not going to work if you use standard AI tools and post that content because it's just gonna be with a bunch of emojis and won't really work. And it's not going to work if you do those really cringy posts where you say, hey, I proposed to my girlfriend, and here's 5 things I learned about B2B sales. Believe it or not, that's an actual post, it's an actual meme. Those are not going to work. So in this episode, I'm gonna walk you through my 3-part content strategy. And when you implement this strategy, you will be able to actually rise above the noise and deliver real growth for your business using this machine. So if you're excited to dig in, go ahead and smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm, and let's dig right into it. All right, so principle number 1 in my content strategy, this is what I do over and over and over, and this is timeless and it still works today, is to pick one channel. Now, a channel is where your ideal customer profile hangs out and also has organic distribution. Today, at the filming of this episode, there are a few channels that work really well. You can do X, you can do LinkedIn, you can even do Instagram if that's where your ICP is truly spending time. You could also do real life events and figure out a way to deploy your content. But the key here is that you need organic distribution. You need to be able to post content or share content, and your ideal customers need to be hanging out there and they need to be able to hear you. There are certain channels that don't qualify for this, and I won't mention them over here, just focus on the ones that do work: LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and real life events. Those are the key channels that really work because you can get organic reach when you go to those things. So that's step one of the strategy. Once you know what channel you're gonna be playing in, you want to start engaging with your ideal customers. This is where it really comes together. Now, when you hire a traditional ghostwriter or a marketing agency, or you do those really crappy AI posts, you're doing all kinds of content that everyone else is doing, and it starts to become noise. Either no one will hear you, or you'll get a bunch of likes, but you'll have no revenue to show for it. I meet so many founders who hired a content marketing agency, or a ghostwriter, or even a fractional, the fractional CMO didn't even pretend to be able to do that. That would require actual work. But I meet so many founders that tried those methods, but came away with a bunch of likes and no leads. So the key here, this is the second principle. You want to be operating in a channel where your ideal customer profile really hangs out and really is looking to engage. And number two, you want to share your journey. That's it. Every single piece of content that you post, or if you go to an event and you're connecting with people or you're getting up on stage, the only thing you should be doing is sharing your journey. Just like literally get a tattoo of that. That's what I did, and that's why this became my content strategy. All you're really doing is just coming from a place of true authenticity and sharing your journey. There are a few key categories of content that work really well. The first category is sharing your journey about the problem that your product solves. So in this channel, I do this all the time. I share my journey in everything that I've learned about growing SaaS companies and all the problems that come with it. I talk about the lack of a go-to-market strategy. I talk about the lack of a sales process. I talk about not having enough pipeline. I talk about hiring the wrong people that promise you the world. I talk about the lack of founders truly owning their go-to-market motions. I talk about these things because I learned about those problems the hard way. So the first type of content that you really want to be sharing is the problem that you really solve. And ideally, your product solves this problem, but you're just talking about the problem. The reason this is so powerful is because you're coming from a place of service. And this is something that was an aha moment. When I found these words to explain it to other people, a lot more founders got it. It's not about trying to sell your stuff. It's all about serving your ideal customers, sharing in your journey so that they look at that and say, oh my God, I really like this person. I want to learn more. The second type of content that works really well in my B2B content strategy are sharing your lessons learned. Every single day, you are building your product, you're solving these problems, you're working with users, you're working with customers. So what you want to do is share the lessons learned. The more customer interactions that you have, the more lessons you're going to be learning, the more aha moments you're going to be having, so you want to be sharing them. Again, not from a place of, hey, I want to sell you my software, but from a place of, I really want to share my lessons learned as we're working with these customers. That's how this comes together. And the third type of content in this content strategy blueprint is to share your customer success stories. Don't go on LinkedIn and talk about how awesome you are. Show how awesome you are by sharing your customer stories. So for example, in this YouTube channel, I constantly feature founders who've gone through my SAS Go to Market coaching program and about the successes they've had. Every single time they hit 1 million, 3 million, 10 million, and beyond, I give them a trophy and I highlight that. I share the customer success stories. 2 reasons. 1, instead of me saying I'm awesome, I'm letting my customers say that I'm awesome. And 2, because I'm sharing my customer success stories, it builds the trust and the credibility, and it dovetails back into more lessons learned and more posts about the problem that I solve. So that's principle number 2 in this content strategy. You want to be just sharing your journey. Now, let me pause here for a second before I go to the third one. Are you starting to see the difference here? The difference here between all those AI posts, all those ghostwriting posts, all those quote unquote viral posts, here's the thing. They may generate a lot of likes, they may go viral, but they don't lead to real revenue. I promise you, you get out there and you truly engage with your ideal customers, you truly share your journey, then you will start to make meaningful connections. And here's the thing, 1 lead that turns into a real customer is worth way more than 1,000 likes that never led to anything. So as you're sharing, don't try to just juke for, oh, this got 50 likes, I'm gonna do more of this. Focus on the real meaningful ICP connections. And that's gonna make a difference between just getting a bunch of likes versus getting real leads and real pipeline. So if you're getting the power in this, by the way, the third one really brings it together on how to turn all this content into real leads and pipeline. But before I go into that, if you're starting to see the power in this, can I just get a yes in the comments below? Share your journey about what you're doing with your content and what you've learned. If you have any questions, post it below. I'll always answer. And also smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It just loves it when you do that. And honestly, so do we. We put a lot of love into these videos. All right, so now principle number 3 of this 3-step framework for your content strategy. What you want to be doing is making sure you turn the likes or the engagement that you're getting into real leads. And what you want to be doing is you want to be sharing your manifesto. For every single company that I started and grew, I always had a manifesto. For Tout App, we had our email guide for salespeople. For Unstoppable, I have my 5-point SaaS growth strategy guide. For Instant, I have my pipeline playbook. For Megaphone, I have my referral blueprint. For each of these companies, every single time I launched this content strategy, I always built a manifesto. Now, a manifesto isn't what it sounds like. A manifesto, I just call it a manifesto because that's my framework for developing your messaging. What it really is your way of communicating to the world exactly what you do, why you do it, and why you're the best at it. That's what a manifesto is. And it's something of value. It's something that you offer from a place of service to your audience, to your ideal customers, to your prospects, so they can learn more about your company. So for every single post, I always link to my manifesto. I always offer that as a thing that they can download. And what that does is instead of just getting a bunch of likes, I get a real lead. I get a real lead that I can start a real conversation with, that I can nurture, that I can turn into a real customer conversation, a sales conversation, a free trial, and eventually a real relationship. And that's how this 3-point content strategy really comes together. The truth is, it's noisier than ever before, no matter what social channel you get into. A lot of times people say outbound doesn't work anymore, or LinkedIn doesn't work anymore. The truth is, every single channel works. The difference is the message. The difference is the content. The difference is how much you really care when you're putting stuff out there, and if your ideal customer really resonates with it. So let's recap. Number 1, in order to do this content strategy, the 3-point content strategy that I've been using for nearly 20 years, that still works today, is pick one channel. Channels change, but this strategy does not. Pick one where you can get organic reach and your ideal customers actually hang out. Number 2, share your journey. Don't do those weird viral posts. Share your true journey. Talk about the problem you solve, talk about the lessons learned, and share your customer success stories. Those are the only 3 things that you should be posting. And finally, number 3, offer your manifesto so that you can turn that engagement, turn those likes into real leads. So that way they become a lead and they can actually learn more about what you do through your manifesto. So they can engage with you, so they can build trust with you, and that way they eventually become customers. So now you know my 3-point B2B content strategy, the one that I've deployed for every single business that I've ever started and scaled, and the content strategy that I teach all the founders that I coach. What you may not know is, TK, what is my ICP and where do they hang out? Sometimes people have an idea of an ICP, but they don't have clarity around exactly what title, what type of company they're really going after. What you may be wondering is, how do I do these posts? How do I structure them? What is the problem that I'm really solving? How do I share my lessons? How do I capture success stories? What you may not know is, TK, what's my manifesto? I'm constantly changing my website. I'm not even really sure what my strategic narrative is and how to really communicate to the world why people should choose us, why we're 10 times better than the competition, and why they need to move now. So this is why I created my SaaS Go-to-Market coaching program. It's an incredible program. Inside of the program, I help you build out your go-to-market strategy. Content marketing is one of the key pieces to a proper go-to-market strategy. Within 3 weeks of joining, we'll work together to help you go from your current go-to-market strategy to well-defined and scalable go-to-market strategy that you can deploy, including content marketing. The first thing we do is we really clarify your ideal customer profile. If you already know your ICP, that's awesome. We'll just put you through my process so that we get clarity on it. If you don't, then I'll help you pick which ICP to really go after for that next stage of growth. Number 2, we flesh out your manifesto. Your manifesto is your positioning, it's your messaging. When you build this out with me, your website's gonna become clearer, your pitch deck becomes clearer, your mission becomes clearer, your messaging becomes clearer. Every single marketing touch point and sales touch point, down to your sales deck, becomes clearer because of the manifesto. Once you have these 2 pieces, you have your go-to-market strategy, then it's about execution. Execution comes down to your Broadway show. The Broadway show is a consistent set of sales and marketing activities that you and your team can run to bring your manifesto to your ICP on a consistent basis, including this content strategy that I just shared with you. It's an incredible program. So if you'd like to work together, just go to tkkader.com/GTM. tkkader.com/GTM. On that page, you'll get all the details about my go-to-market program. If you'd like to work together, all I ask is you fill out a little application form and book a time personally with me. On the call, we'll review where you are, where you're looking to get to, what you're struggling with, and if it sounds like we're a good fit, we'll be off to the races right away. So just go to tkkader.com/GTM. Now, if you got value from this video, which hopefully you did, if you're still watching, please smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It just loves it when you do that. Also, I drop an episode every single Sunday with actionable strategies and tactics from the trenches on how to grow your SaaS business faster. Personally, I love this stuff, which is why I create a video on it. I'm constantly studying this. I work with founders anywhere from 100K ARR to upwards of 100 million in ARR, depending on the stage of inflection that they're in. And I keep seeing patterns, and that's what I bring to you. I bring you the frameworks that are working actually in the trenches on this channel. So be sure to hit the subscribe button and that bell icon if you haven't already. That way you'll get notified every single time I drop an episode from the trenches sharing my journey as a founder and a SaaS go-to-market partner. Also, if you have a fellow founder, if you have a team member that would get value from this video, please share this video with them. If you're part of a Slack group, a WhatsApp group, heck, go on LinkedIn and share this video. It would just mean the world to us. I want to serve as many founders as possible. And lastly, remember, everyone needs a strategy for their life and their business. When you are with us, yours is going to be unstoppable. I'm TK, and I'll see you inside the SaaS Go-to-Market Coaching Program. Take care, everybody. Am I sweating? I might be sweating. Let me just clean up a little bit.